much. Please be seated. Mr. President and members of the executive, ministers, about 2 months ago, on behalf of the people of South Africa, Mr. President, I handed over the South African national flag to Siamtanda Kolisi at the send-off ceremony at Howard Tambo Airport. We explained to the team, as they were preparing to leave the shores, what it means to play and represent the flag. We explained to the team that the flag represents diversity, and they must come back and unite the people of South Africa under that one flag. They've done so, Mr. President. I hereby invite the President of Rugby, my friend, President Mark Alexander. Mr. President, I have to take this.
Good morning. President Ramaphosa and the esteemed members of Cabinet, fellow South Africans. I stand before you today with great honor and humility as the President of South African Rugby Union. Our Springbok team has achieved an historic 4th Rugby World Cup victory, an epic accomplishment that could not have been possible without the dedication and commitment of our players, led by the captain Siya Kolisi and the coaching team headed by the Director of Rugby Rassie Erasmus and Head Coach Jacques Niebaber. However, it is essential to recognize that this triumph is a testament of the unwavering support and boundless passion of the millions of South Africans who stood behind us throughout the journey. Your TikToks, your YouTubes, the Facebook posts celebrating the victories played a role in motivating our team as they fought brilliantly on the field. Your messages and your videos provided our players with immense strength, igniting their determination to ensure they will not let you down. Together, we have fostered the hope and united our nation that we so desperately crave. For we are stronger when we stand together. We must acknowledge the tremendous support we received from the Minister of Sport, Zizi Kodwa, whose presence in France is a great source of strength and encouragement to our team. Furthermore, the pinnacle of our support came on the morning of the final, when the President Ramaphosa arrived in France expressly to support the Springboks. His visit to the team ahead of the game and his inspirational messages of encouragement made a real difference. President Ramaphosa understood the significance of this World Cup win for our nation, and he shared his heartfelt support for the team. Our Springbok squad and coaches and management team are truly exceptional. We have spent nearly 6 years tirelessly working towards the goal of winning the World Cup. The last World Cup was a bonus. We actually worked for this one. Meticulously planning and executing our strategies, however, I believe that all our efforts would not have been enough without the genuine support from the highest office in South Africa and from every corner of our country, from the bustling city streets to the remote villages. The desire to unite, to celebrate together, to share the victory, and to know that we've earned it as one nation. This is the essence of winning a Rugby World Cup. We have learned from President Mandela that sport has the power to unite. And this message and the Mandela dream has never been truer for the Springboks during this week. The Stronger Together motto inspires our world-class players and coaching team, guiding them to execute their remarkable skilled plan that ultimately led to our victory. So as we move forward, we look to see the Stronger Together message continue to grow, to inspire our country from small moments of unity to significant achievements that impact many, as strongly encouraged by our President, Ramaphosa. I thank you.
Mr. President, I would like to introduce the two following speakers with these few remarks. Somebody who's not here, Rassie Erasmus. In 2019, Rassie appointed Thanda Kolisi as a captain. That decision by Rassie invited a lot of criticism of his decision, but he stood firm. History be the judge. He appointed and assembled the most diverse Springbok squad in 2019. He was criticized. His decision, he stood by it. History be the judge. That decision brought us a World Cup in 2019. It was Rassie, among others, who influenced the appointment of Jack Ninava, our coach. Jack, at that time, was a mere physio. He was criticized again, Rassie, for appointing somebody who has no experience of coaching. History be the judge. Jack has brought us a World Cup. We want to thank you, Rassie, and your leadership. May I invite you, Coach Ninava, to come on stage.
I'm going to be quick. I'm not a guy for a lot of words. To be successful in life, you need three things. You need people that believe in you, and for that, Mr. President, Mr. Minister, and the Cabinet, without you guys believing in us and jumping through hoops for what we wanted to achieve, thank you for that. Secondly, second ingredient, you need people that's willing to sacrifice everything. They're sitting here. They sacrifice families, their bodies. They sacrificed, they paid with the time from their families to win that. And then thirdly and lastly, you need a foundation of people that believes. Thank you for believing us when we made changes, when we lost test matches, changed 18 players into a Wales test match, and we said it's a strategy. Thank you for believing and still supporting. I love you all, and thank you very much.
Jacques, I know you did announce in public that you'll be leaving, but I can tell you, nobody leaves a Springbok if he was part of the family of Springboks. I'm definitely you'll come back because you'll miss this team. Siakolisi. Many people identify themselves with rugby, particularly young people, through your leadership. Many people we watched together in Paris, videos and clips of hundreds and thousands of people who gathered in Thohoyandou, many people who gathered in Moleji, many people who gathered in Jelele, many people who gathered in Kono, and many people gathered in Lebote. They were all inspired by your leadership. You continue to be an inspiration. We thank you, and we thank the decision that Rassie took. Today, you are a role model. You are inspiration to many young people. I invite you, my captain. I invite you, leadership.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Tango, Ngozi, Mr. Minister, Ngozi Tata, Mr. President, Mr. Mark Alexandra, the cabinet, and obviously our CEO, and obviously the players. I'm honestly, I'm lost of words, but yeah, on what you said now on the leadership, I must be honest. This whole group is full of leaders, and I think, honestly, I only play a small part, and there's no ways I could achieve what I achieved without the guys with me. The experienced guys like Dwayne, Ewan, Andre, all of these guys have helped me in the leadership part. And yeah, on behalf of the team, we just want to say thank you to the cabinet, Mr. President, for your support. It really, we could feel for you to come all the way to come and see the team and give us a few words. It was special to us and the team. And most importantly, the people of South Africa. Yeah, we as a team, we chose to dedicate this World Cup to you because you are the reason we are where we are today. The way that you don't give up, your resilient spirit, how hard you work, and the things that you must go through to be where you are in life. Honestly, the other countries can't understand. So your support really kept us going. And also, we are very diverse, just like you are outside there. And we just wanted to show that diversity is our strength in South Africa. And to encourage Mr. President and the cabinet, we need to use our diversity a bit more. I think it's a powerful force that a lot of countries don't have, that we have, that we can use very brightly, because I think coming from different backgrounds and different areas, we all see different challenges and we see life differently. And the more we share towards South Africa, the more we put South Africa first and we work for South Africa. And everything that I do is focused on that. And that's what we did as a group of players. And we did it by playing rugby. It's very easy, but I believe you can use that amongst the country itself and obviously with everybody else that you work with in Parliament. So we just want to be the servants of South Africa as we were, and our serving is playing rugby and being as best ambassadors as we can. And yeah, we thank you. We thank you for your support. We thank you for your love. We hope you enjoy this, and we hope these celebrations and this trophy doesn't end this week, that this unity that we see is going forward. So thank you. We appreciate you, and we see a lot of people at work, which is great. Thank you.
Thank you, Sia. Thank you very much for the kind words. Mr. President, former President Nelson Mandela identified Springbok as a symbol of national unity and identified rugby as a symbol of reconciliation. He identified sport as a symbol of national identity, sport as a symbol of national unity. The Springbok win has demonstrated the unique power of sport in building a nation. Mr. President, it is my honor and privilege, as I hereby do, invite you, Mr. President.
It's okay, I'll use this one. Dumelang, Sanbonani, Limacheruni, Abshin, Huyamwore. Good morning. Program Director, Minister Zizi Kotwa, Ministers and Deputy Ministers here present, President of South African Rugby Union, Mr. Mark Alexander, representatives of SARU here present with us. As we have already heard, Head Coach Jacques Ninaba, Director of Rugby, Rassie Erasmus, I believe, is not here. Coaching and supporting staff who have enabled this victory. Sia Kolisi, and of course our gladiator Springboks, Amabokoboko. This is a moment of great celebration, and it is a joy for me to receive you here at the Union Buildings at the executive seat of our government. Amabokoboko Diboke, you are the reigning, victorious, undefeated champions of the world in rugby. I want that to sink in, undefeated. Because many teams had hoped that they would defeat you in Paris. You came back with this wonderful, beautiful, gold-heavy trophy. You brought it back to South Africa as you promised to do. At the Stade de France on Saturday night, as I sat next to President Macron, President of France, a country you had defeated, you as our gladiator, Springboks, you strode off the pitch of victory and you truly walked into being legends. You are our legends and we want to applaud you for that. Never in the history of world rugby has any team in the whole world, in the history of world rugby, won the cup 4 times until now. In doing so, you have lifted the spirits of the entire nation and you filled us with pride. South Africans were on tenterhooks on Saturday night and you lifted their spirits as you won the cup and brought it back home. You have united the people of South Africa. The words Amabokoboko, go Boke, are being shouted from rooftops by black, white, young and old, urban and rural dwellers in all our national languages, including the most recent national language, the sign language. Over the past 8 weeks, this country has been a sea of gold and green. People who haven't even followed rugby before or been interested in the game are now talking with confidence about scrums, about rucks, about drop kicks, about tries, even when they don't know what they are talking about. Most of you in the team have become household names. You go into people's homes, you hear them repeat the names of all of you. Yes, even Elizabeth. As we went to France, I was told that I should memorize all your names. And they said, be like Madiba. He knew all the names of the team that won the first World Cup. Yes, and I did memorize all the names. The performance of the Springboks in this year's Rugby World Cup has captured people's imagination all over the world as well as on our continent. We have received many words and messages of congratulations from a number of heads of state on our continent. In many ways, they saw this win as a win for Africa. And we thank you for lifting the name of our continent at an international level. You have energized our people in a way not seen in a long time. It has reminded us that even amidst our many challenges, there is always room for optimism and hope. I have said before that we do not make light of the challenges that our country faces. We certainly do not imagine that a sporting victory can and will wish them away. And yet, I want to say that the event of last Saturday, this week, today, and the next, is about celebrating the glory of the Springboks. Glory that did not come easy, and glory that is richly deserved. And when I addressed you as a team, I say, when you win, and I didn't say if, I said, when you win this cup, you will move into immortality. And today, as a team, you are immortal. You have made us really proud. For everything, there is a time. This is the time of our national heroes, the Springboks. Let us celebrate them. Let us give them their due. And I know that many South Africans would like the team and the management team to do a parade in every town, in every village in the country. But our country is so big. It's 1.26 million square million kilometers. It is not possible for them to go to every village and every town. Let us rejoice in the fact that they are here. They brought the cup back. Their journey to France on Saturday was as much about our journey towards nationhood as it was about sporting excellence. It was as much about the power of transformation and unity. So we are joyful. We are in celebratory mood as a nation. It was a monumental, historic, and deeply symbolic occasion. This win is hugely monumental. The Springboks' 4 championships have all taken place in the years since we became a democracy. As Sia has said in the interviews, many of the players in this team have to overcome significant obstacles to get here. You said, Sia, that as a young black child growing up in Zwede in the Eastern Cape, you never dreamt that you would become a professional rugby player or end up being a captain of the national team. You all, Amabokoboko, with all the scars that you are bearing, and I've been looking at you, many of you have bandages, you bear scars that you acquired during this whole 8-week period. You are a testament of the power of a dream. You come from different parts of our country. You are as diverse as the people of South Africa, and we are proud that we are represented by such a diverse team where every one of us as South Africans can see themselves represented in the team. So it is for this reason that I applaud you, and I want to acknowledge the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, the South African Rugby Union, SA Rugby sponsors and partners, and all the stakeholders in the rugby fraternity who are working to promote excellence in sports. And I want to end by thanking Minister Zizi Kodwa for staying the course, for going out to camp out there in France to make sure that they bring the cup back home. Yesterday we were overjoyed when the Proteas won a most significant match also against New Zealand. Not that New Zealand has become easy pickings for us. They are a tough team and a tough nation. But we are pleased that you as the Springboks and the Proteas have been able to compete against some of the best teams in the world. And to have beaten the New Zealanders gives us a lot of joy. And thank you very much for doing so. So we salute you and we congratulate you and we thank you for uniting our nation and being the symbols of unity, of excellence. Sithi go boke, ama boko boko siyabonga.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before we hand over the certificates, Mr. President, as you can observe, these players are wearing dark glasses. They are struggling with the sun because where they come from, as you observe, Mr. President, the weather is not that great in Paris. But I just want to share a story, Mr. President, about Elizabeth, affectionately known as Elizabeth. Now, Mr. President, I would ask Elizabeth, after the story, maybe to greet the people outside. You must never make a bet about Springbok winning because it may just happen. So don't say when Springbok win, I will cut this, I will do this to me. Just on the day of the game, Mr. President, Elizabeth meets a stranger at the hotel and says to the stranger, when we win, I will cut my hair. He goes to the stadium, we play, we win. Elizabeth comes back. The stranger is waiting at the hotel with a razor blade, waiting for him. That is why he looks like this now. Where is the stranger? Elizabeth. Mr. President, we will now hand over the certificate, but I will call two names and then I'll hand over to Jack Ninava to proceed with the rest. May I invite Jack Ninava, Mr. President, to hand over the certificate. Mr. President, and I invite you to hand over the certificate to our captain, Siamtanda Kolisi.
Lukey.
Kirtley Aronsa. Yeah, you Kirtley, I'll go. Dukes, Damon Dialende. He's not here. Peter, yeah. Peter. Ballas, Andre Estesen. Elizabeth. Okay. Dion Fori. And is Jaden here? Okay. Jaden Hendricks. Okay, two, okay. Spicy Plum, Stephen Kitov.
Yeah, let's get some spicy for this.
John Klein. Mr. Incredible, Vincent Koch. Masakan, Ches and Kobe. Jesse Krill. Umajaivane, Uvilili Ru. Libok, Mani Libok. Uskali, Makazole Mampimpi. Oh, my daughter. Grootman Mbula, Bongi Bonambi, Mike Tyson. I think this is our youngest member, Kanan Moody. Meneer Franco Moset. The man Otanda Ikeke, Oxygen, Sigala Keke. The pocket rocket, Kobus Reinach. K-Dog, Kwaka Smith. The Viking, the man from the mountain of Caucasus, Andre Archies Neyman. The boat, Marco van Staden, Eskom. The God of Thunder, the man himself, Thor Dwayne Vermeulen. Suspe Vista. Young Plug, Damien Willemse.
Look at him, look at him. They're gonna take fucking 2 months to get him black like this.
Mr. Williams, Grant Williams. And we just want to take the opportunity to give Mr. Minister to say thank you so much for the support. We have a signed Springbok jersey. And another jersey for Chief and Commander, Umpati to Mr. President. Sorry, just to the public, we are really apologize. A lot of the players have family commitments. They couldn't be here today, and some of them had to go back to their clubs. We apologize. We all would love to be here, but we're only here for like a week, and then we have to report back to our clubs. So we do apologize, but they will come hopefully in the next one. Sorry. But we are here. Elizabeth is here. Let's enjoy. Let's have fun.
Thank you very much, TJ. Just before we play Nkalagata and Mpumelelo Yangbiza, may I invite Minister Kumbuzo for the vote of thanks. Now I have to do it again.
It's good to have colleagues who know your challenges. Now that we are not extending with other things. Good morning, everybody. I'm here to do a vote of thanks. And it has never been difficult to do a vote of thanks like at this moment, right now, because we've got the greatest team in our presence. Mr. President, they said I must remind the team that if we reverse 4 years ago, exactly to the date, to 2019, on the 2nd of November, we would have been preparing for the final match where we defeated, who do we defeat again? England! Where we took apart the English roses, and we came here to celebrate the victory. So this day is not coincidental. This day is because as South Africa, we celebrate you. We embrace the spirit of who you are. And I'm reminded when I do my vote of thanks of the words of the late Yuma Sikila, when he said, whatever you go into, you have to go in there to be the best. And you went in there to be the best. And there were no formulas. It was about passion, honesty, and hard work. It didn't look very glamorous during the time, but it took a lot of hard work on your part, and for that the country thanks you, our champions. Program Director, Minister Zizi Kodwa, when we were preparing for the World Cup, before the finals, when he was sending you to the send-offs, he said to us, every day we do a cabinet briefing, we must make sure we rally the nation behind you. And he said to the president, pencil in the date of the finals, because whatever is on that program must be removed. That's how much confident he was on you. And the president said, we are clearing the diary, and indeed the diary was cleared, and we are grateful that you are here. To the leadership of SARU, for the work you do for the team. It was behind you that this team is here today. The management of the team and the coach and the coaching staff, thank you for the work you do for the team. Captain, my captain, Siyamthanda. The name Siyamthanda has never been that relevant. All of us Siyamthanda. To the team, what you symbolize for us and the future generations of South African is the resilience of South Africa. You have never given up, but also for me, to Charleston Colby, you also, when they took you out for that last 10 seconds, you clarified to me my own fears. So for all the young ones who we covered our heads in the final moments, whether it was at the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the finals, but to the old women who stood and watched bravely and had the confidence that you'll win, we'd like to invite you to the team to take, last time we were here, Mr. President, we went to this staircase. Today, we want the team to go to the Women's Monument staircase for a family photo, because it was the older women who had the guts and bravery to say in the last seconds of the game, they still believed in you, and they said the Webb Ellis Trophy belongs and belongs in South Africa. And for that, I'd like to thank all South Africans for coming out. And as we celebrate everybody, we really appreciate that you came out this morning to celebrate our champions. And to the union buildings, as we welcome the team home, there's no better place to welcome the team home but to your own capital, the union buildings. We're making a request that as the team stood, we are requesting the team, the management of SARU, and the president to only be the ones that go up to the Women's Memorial staircase for a family photo, because we do not have the time. And may I take this opportunity, should I close? May I take this opportunity to hand back over to the Minister of Sports, Zizi Kodwa. Good enough, you were good enough, my brother.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you very much, Minister Khumbudzo. That brings us to the end of a program, Mr. President. Just for Khumbudzo, what disrupt the program here. Mr. President, just for records, it was on this day, on the 2nd of November 2019, we won the cup. We were playing on this day. It's a serious coincidence that we are here today. May I ask the players to proceed? They will be led by protocol. There's a gentleman with a grey suit to proceed up to the monument with your families. May I ask Mr. President, Coach Ninava, Siyamthanda, and the President to lift the cup and face the people on the other side. The players, you may stand and proceed in the meantime. And the media, you are allowed to proceed up to the monument. Nkalakata.